Coming up on Colonial Sports Center, the men's hockey team jumps back into action after their first full weekend since the Three Rivers Classic, playing their 500th game in program history.
And the women's hockey team, coming off of a 3-game losing streak, headed to RIT to try to turn things around.
All of that and more on Colonial Sports Center. Welcome back this week to another exciting and action-packed Colonial Sports Center. As always, I'm Greg Sutton, and alongside me, David Szymanski.
We've got a lot to talk about tonight on the show. We've got Brittany Howard, who received one of the most recognizable awards in the city of Pittsburgh. And we're going to talk about her legacy that she'll leave at Robert Morris as one of the greatest athletes ever to come through here.
Absolutely. And then we also have a nice little video about freshman volleyball player Allison Londot, done by our very own Shayla Morris.
And of course, we also have the men's and women's basketball teams in action. They're both atop the standings, or close to, in NEC play. So we'll see how they did with games last weekend and the look forward. Absolutely. But before we jump to that hardwood, David, we got to see what's happening on the ice with both men's and women's being in action past weekend, with both of them having games both Friday and Saturday. But we're going to start out with the men's team against Bentley. Robert Morris was heading into their first full weekend of action since their loss in the Three Rivers Classic. The Colonials were back on home ice at Colonial Arena, looking to extend their conference contending record. And let's jump down to the ice at Colonial Arena to see if the Colonials could soar past the Falcons. And as we can see here, it's a fast tempo right off the start, but Bentley will strike first against the Colonials in the second period. Murat just not in the right positioning to stop the puck there. Now this time we'll see the Colonials being able to work down low. A quick pass, Timmy Moore with the utmost patience, waiting for the Bentley goaltender to drop down low, and him being able to snap the puck right past the gloved hand. That's Timmy Moore's second game in a row with a goal, extending his game streak to 2 with 2 goals. Now we see Bentley working hard down in the offensive zone, and another puck. Murat once again looked like he was almost caught on his heels, not ready to stop that puck, and not in the right position again. Now we see the Colonials this time grinding on their half boards, working, and this time not Timmy Moore, but Michael Lauria gets rewarded for his work down in the paint, tipping it up on the top shelf and in for the 2-2. Now we're going to jump into the third period here. And this time it is a goal. The game winner allows the Colonials to walk off by Alex Taunch. And Brady Ferguson extends his point streak to 3 games, and this is his 3rd game in a row also with 3 points, 2nd game in a row with 3-point games. Now the Colonials, after an action-packed thriller with the second period and a last-second tying goal in the third period from junior Michael Lauria with 52 seconds left on the clock, the Colonials conquered the Falcons with a walk-off goal in overtime from Alex Taunch after just 27 seconds were played in the overtime period. Brady Ferguson adds on to his active career points lead in the NCAA with assists on the goals of Timmy Moore, Michael Lauria, and Alex Taunch. Earlier this season, the men's hockey team lost 2 games to Bentley on the road. However, you just saw from Greg that the Colonials won the first game of the weekend series, giving them the opportunity to split the season series with a win in this game. Could the guys defend their home ice at Colonial Arena? Let's take a look. Alex Taunch, who got the team that game-winning goal in last game, he's really active here early, just missing a shot there. You're going to see him here once again trying to find the back of the net, and he can't. He gets his own rebound, but Bentley clears the puck. And Taunch has just been such a great force for the Colonials all season, but it's not going to be him who finds the back of the net first for the Colonials here. Nick Prusik, who's only had 2 goals all season, had a shot there to get the goal, and he didn't. And he's got to be kicking himself about that. But watch right here. He gets a wide open net, and he scores. 3rd goal of the season to tie the Colonials up at 1 apiece. Bentley, though, answers quickly, 2-1. The Colonials are trying to tie things up, and Timmy Moore does. He is on fire right now from my hometown of Grosse Pointe, Michigan. Got to love to see him playing well. And right here, the Colonials are tied 2-2, looking for their first lead of the game. And who else would give it to them other than Brady Ferguson?
Absolutely terrifying there. As you can see, they had trouble keeping that play on sides, Alex Taunch did.
Short-handed here, though. They have a chance to win the game in overtime. Brandon Watt! He can't convert, but it was close. It was a great performance by both teams, ending in a deadlock 3 goals apiece. It was Lynch, Moore, and Ferguson scoring the goals for the Colonials. Their record now stands at 9 wins, 7 losses, and 2 ties in conference play on the season. And the Robert Morris men's basketball team was looking to extend their 2-game win streak into 3 in the matchup against the Niagara Seahawks last Saturday on the road in Staten Island, New York. To Spiro Sports Center in Staten Island, New York to see if the Colonials could finish the first half of the NCAA play ahead of the pack. And as we can see here, Wagner, working very hard down low. A quick pass out to the point. Wagner goes up 3-0 early in the game. Bad pass there. Matty McConnell decides to capitalize on the opportunity. And quick points with Robert Morris on a turnover from Wagner. This time we get to see Kobe Thomas's amazing ability down in the paint. He's such a big athletic man. It's hard to stop him whenever he gets down there and he sees the net wide open like that.
Kobe.
Second half, now we'll see the Colonials starting to grind again, down by 12. Matty McConnell misses that one. But once again, looks like Kobe Thomas was the one to get back up the net with the rebound and the points. Another great pass by McConnell there, and another quick 2 points for Robert Morris.
Lots of transition baskets for the Colonials in this game.
It looks like a very quick transition game. And as you see in that last one, a slam dunk, very authoritative, and another one. And unfortunately, the Colonials wouldn't be able to close off the game. The Colonials fell to the Seahawks 62-49. 3 Colonials totaled up 39 points, with Kobe Thomas having 16, Leandre Washington ended with 15, and Ronnie Gombe had 11. The Colonials will see the Wagner Seahawks again this Sunday at PPG Paints Arena. Now, as we see here, David, this is the men's basketball standings as of right now, and Robert Morris is just behind Wagner. If they would have won that game, it would have been in first place, but since they lost, Wagner gets the advantage.
But luckily, Robert Morris gets Wagner coming to PPG this weekend, on Sunday, I believe, and they'll get a chance to take over first place in the conference. I think they're the most talented team in the conference.
Absolutely, and that blood, that fresh loss is going to be still with them, so they're going to be a lot more aggressive. They know what they're looking for on the court, so it's going to be a good time for the Colonials to be able to get back on their feet and kind of get back into towards that first place contention again.
Well, let's go from one of the great teams at Robert Morris into one of the also great teams. The women's hockey team, however, was in a downward spiral, having lost their last 3 games prior to this matchup against RIT. However, watching these highlights, you're going to think the Colonials were on a 10-game winning streak heading into this game. It was a much-needed, spectacular performance by the Colonials. And we'll start right here, and this first goal is going to be scored by the defenseman, Emily Curlett. And I know you say, Greg, it's 2-0. You guys already missed a few of the highlights, but I guarantee you, if we tried to show you every highlight from this game, this show wouldn't end. And right here, the second goal, Christine Welch with the snipe, top left.
It's awesome to see multiple people contributing in this. This looks like it's going to be a blowout of the game.
It is, and Christine Welch, she was an early season CHA Player of the Week, and so to see her get going, that was great. And Amber Renee right there on the wide open net. What a goal that was. And here's another snipe. They're going to go top right. And look at this. It's 9-0. The Colonials are just dominating. They had a game earlier this season. They won 11-0.
Absolutely.
Could they surpass that?
It's a great thing to be able to see the Colonials just keep chipping away.
This is the best goal of the game right there. A turnaround spin to J.C. Gebhardt, assisted by none other than Brittany Howard. But the Colonials are not going to hold the shutout. RIT gets one right there. Now, this win against RIT tied the largest victory for the Colonials this season. Star forward Brittany Howard did not find the back of the net, but she did help 5 teammates score, having a total of 5 assists. 2 players had 2 goals in the game, Christine Welsh and J.C. Gebhardt.
After an 11-goal win the night before against the same team, the Colonials had an immense advantage going into the game Saturday against the Tigers of RIT. Let's go back to Rochester, New York again to find out if Robert Morris could sweep the weekend against the Rochester Institute of Technology. We're going to start off here. Quick puck handling, a little bit of a slow-mo action. I kind of like the look. It gives us a little bit more time to talk. It's not as fast. We're going to get a quick goal from Brittany Gout of RIT. Jump into the second light here. Great stick handling. Great defensive positioning there by Robert Morris. Just a little bit of a deke there. And a quick dump into the pass in front of the net. And unfortunately, not able to get in front of the puck to stop it. Now up 2-0. Now we're going to see the Colonials on the attack here. J.C. Gebhardt, a quick turnaround. Not yet. That was a block by the goalie. But J.C. Gebhardt there finds the loose puck and puts it in. She extends her 3-game point streak into a 3rd game. And now the RIT Tigers not letting up like the Colonials did last night.
They look so much better this game than the first.
They were out for blood, as they like to say, especially being a Tiger. And now we're going to see Emily Curlett, as last night, get herself another goal.
Great for a defenseman to score
Absolutely.
two like that.
Now we're going to see J.C. Gebhardt with her 2nd goal of the game. Gebhard has second point, 3 points in the 3 games. After a hard-fought game, the women's hockey team defeated RIT with the help of Maggie Legue in the second minute of overtime period. Legue scored the game winner unassisted. Both of the power play goals that Robert Morris scored were by J.C. Gebhard. Robert Morris now sits 1 game behind the Mercyhurst Lakers. The Colonials will drop in face-off against Penn State this weekend at home on both Friday and Saturday.
If you're looking for an exciting event this weekend, then we have you covered here on Colonial Sports Center. The women's hockey team is hosting a special event that you won't want to miss. It's called the Teddy Bear Toss. Let's take a look at what that
I think it's kind of just like an exciting thing. It's something new. One thing is we get a really big crowd, which we don't get that often here. So it's a good experience for us to learn how to play in front of a big crowd. Last year we went to the NCAA tournament. We played in front of a crowd 3 times bigger than we ever done. We're not used to an atmosphere like that, so it's also kind of to get us used to playing in front of a good atmosphere. If you come to the game without a teddy bear, we'll have some extra teddy bears at the door when you give them your ticket. So you just make a money donation that's going to go to our clubhouse and you can receive a teddy bear at the game.
An amazing event that the women's hockey team is holding there. But when we come back from break, we got a couple big things coming. Like, we're going to cover the women's basketball and how they played their past couple of games.
Yeah, and they're undefeated in conference play. Let's see if they could keep things going. We'll see you on the other side of the commercial break.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average 4-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Here at Robert Morris University, we pride ourselves at the experience that our students gain while they're actively learning in the classroom. Some even come back to share that knowledge with new students.
I never dreamed that I'd be back here. I'm having so much fun. I'm doing a lot of what I was trained to do and what I went to school for.
The Colonial Sports Network is a great opportunity for students to learn real job skills in sports programming.
To be able to see what the students want to make of it, because it can be anything that they want.
I love being here, seeing students, seeing myself in the students that work with me, and I'm really blessed to have so much talent to work with. It's really amazing.
To be able to see students become successful after Robert Morris is really cool.
Join the Colonial Sports Network team and expand your future today.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
And welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. Now, David, I think you have something pretty exciting to talk about.
I do. One of the most accomplished athletes in Robert Morris athletics history just received one of the greatest honors you can in Pittsburgh. The Dapper Dan charity chooses a Sportswoman of the Year from the city of Pittsburgh, and this year the award went to the very talented and deserving Brittany Howard of our own Robert Morris women's hockey team.
Energy, grit, determination, winning in RMU women's hockey is synonymous with one name, Brittany Howard.
So I actually met Brittany, that was probably back in 2013 when we recruited her. I remember being in the stands. It was my first recruiting trip ever. And I'm watching this team warm up, and this girl comes down and just rips one. And I'm like rifling through my papers, trying to figure out who that is. And it says committed to RMU. And that was it.
Choosing the right school is essential, and it is no different for athletes. In 2013, RMU had yet to win a conference title and make the NCAA tournament. But Howard felt right at home at Robert Morris.
Brittany's just one of those people. She's a natural leader. She's the hardest working kid on the team. It came to no surprise that she's our new leader. I've known all the leaders in the past, being a part of the program since '05, and there's only been a couple, but there's that same character with all of them. They all want it. They go into the game every single day. and trying to get better and going for that. There's no doubt in my mind that she's wanted that since she got here to be the leader.
She's a unique player in the sense that she brings a little bit of everything. Sometimes it's what we call the full package. She's tough, she's gritty, she's very smart on the ice, knows the game well, and then she's got a skill set that is very well-rounded. She's a great skater, she's got a great shot, she's got great hands, she's got good finish, great vision. So as a coach, it's awesome because you've got somebody that can do literally anything you need them to do, from special teams to 5-on-5 to, hey, play D for a shift. We haven't tried it at goalie yet, but hey, who knows, right?
Colonials are looking forward to a big year in the middle of the season that could define the program for the next decade. Much of this is due to the legendary performances of the one and only Brittany Howard.
I wouldn't say I'm the greatest. I think I've been surrounded by great players. Every year I've been able to play on this team, so I've been lucky in that sense.
Having people like Howard and JC getting recognized nationally, it's also just, it's bringing that brand of Robert Morris up to the next level.
We're excited. We want to obviously get a berth from our CHA to the NCAA again and try and get home ice advantage for playoffs.
Brittany is a force to be reckoned with on the ice. Coach Paul Colantino has enjoyed his time coaching her.
It's fun. In all honesty, it's a lot of fun. She's an interesting person, and she's an interesting player. Like all of us, sometimes she needs a kick in the butt to get moving. And then, in all honesty, with Britt, sometimes we need to reel her in. She's so competitive. She pushes herself so hard. And sometimes I feel like pointing her in the right direction because, hey, Britt, it's only early September here. We gotta make sure we got enough for the whole season. Because again, she pushes herself so hard every day. But as a coach, it's a lot of fun to coach somebody like that, somebody so driven.
I think whether it's playoffs or first game of the year or whatever, Howard's presence on the ice is always going to be an impact, and she's just everywhere. Like there's not a player like her. She's fast. She can move the puck. Her hands are awesome. So I think she keeps going. She's, like I said, she's always going to be the hardest working kid on the ice. So I'm excited to see what the future holds for her this year.
This has been Luke Yost reporting for RMU Century Media.
And after the exciting end of the St. Francis University, with Megan Smith's buzzer beater in the fourth quarter, the women's basketball team extended their win streak to 5 games and was hoping to make that streak into a 6th game whenever they played Wagner Seahawks last Saturday. The Colonials extended their win streak to 6 after defeating the Seahawks on the road by a score of 58-52. Robert Morris also kept their Northeast Conference record perfect with a victory over Wagner and advanced to 6-0. Nina Augustine and Megan Callahan led the Colonials in scoring, with both of them scoring 13 points on the night. Colonials are looking good to make another NCAA tournament push this year.
People are always talking about trap games, games where a more talented team does not come to play because they're overlooking their opponent. This past Monday, the women's basketball team traveled to Mount St. Mary's. This game had all of the makings of being a trap game, but the Colonials, atop the division, playing an inferior opponent, came to play. We're going to start off with Ikamatsu in the corner, one of my favorite players on the Colonials. And might I say that this is my favorite court in the NEC. I love the look of it. Mount St. Mary's is a great place to play, and the Colonials were playing well, doing what they do best, making the 3 right there. And on the season, they're shooting, or in the game, they shot 46% from 3. That is an outstanding percentage. If they could keep that up over a season's length, they're tough to beat. And the thing that they're really tough to beat when they shoot such a great percentage is you're going to see in the second half, because they shot so well in the first, that they're going to find the lanes and they're going to drive. You're going to get to see Megan Smith right here putting it in. She's averaging 10 points a year, and that's because of their ability to spread the floor with the shooters. Megan Smith here, she gets the ISO, and you just can't stop her. She is so talented. And the Colonials win what looks like could have been a trap game. This game prolonged the Colonials' unbeaten streak in conference play. Leading the Colonials was, of course, Megan Smith with 15 points. 3 other players scored in double figures, and it was an all-around great performance.
And we're going to take another quick commercial break, David, but when we come back, we have another amazing piece, this time done by freshman Shayla Morris on freshman volleyball player Allison Londot.
And the volleyball team has had a very successful season, so you will want to see what is behind their success, and you'll see that right after this commercial break.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center.
And now it's time to jump to that piece I was talking about earlier with Shayla Morris interviewing freshman Allison Londot.
Allison Londot, freshman recruit for RMU volleyball, comes from a long line of volleyball blood. Her older sister Rachel plays for LIU Post, and her younger sister Emily is committed to Ohio State and will be starting there this fall. Their mother was also an All-American at Louisville.
I was about 9 or 10 when I actually started to play the game, but I played my whole life, obviously. My mom, she graduated from the University of Louisville and was like the first All-American. We just kind of all grew up with it, and it was all of our choices. It was definitely competitive at times with me and my sisters, but it was always pretty relaxed. We always talked about it and made conversations to talk about how we did and everything. We're not very competitive like towards each other. We're just like when we're playing, like we always want to win, obviously, but with each other it's not as bad. Like we're all good, like we all know like she has better things here and my other sister is better in some other things, so like it all just kind of equals out.
Being the middle child in the Londot family certainly has its advantages for Allison Londot, provided with 2 unique experiences.
No, I got to play with my older sister and my younger sister, but like my older and younger never got to play with each other. We get on each other's nerves a lot, but we always talk to each other and we're really close. It's really just a matter of like when they can get to one and like how, because my mom, she coaches high school still, and my younger sister's on her high school team, so that's kind of like her first priority because she's obviously the coach. And then just whenever she can make the trip out here, because my other sister's in New York, so if she can make the trip to New York, she tries to go there because it's further away and can't go as many times as she can come here.
Allison, who has a slew of unique experiences, also has another one. Her mom has coached all 3 of the Londot girls throughout their entire high school careers.
It was difficult at times, but because we always had differences, and just the mom-daughter relationship, but it was good. I really loved it.
Even though all three girls had the volleyball talent, each went about things in a different way. Allison and Rachel both play a strong side hitter, while their younger sister, Emily, plays the middle.
So me and my older sister played for the same club when we both started, and then we changed to another club that was like higher, and we played for the same club, and then I played for a different club with my younger sister my like last 2 years. I don't know, they're both really, like they both are completely different, but like both are fun to play with. Like my older sister is like, me and her kind of butt heads more, but we both like, because we played the same positions, so we both knew what the other was going through. But then my younger sister, she's like 6'2", so like she was the middle who like got things easier, and she was more like just go with the flow type girl.
Future, are we in for an RMU versus Ohio State volleyball matchup? Or even better, a Londot versus Londot matchup?
I think it would be a lot of fun. It would definitely be pretty competitive between me and my sister, but I think overall it would just be fun to see her on the other side of the net. I think it's really taught me a lot between just being a good person and like having that leadership style, because that'll help me in the long run also in my career and everything. So.
That was an amazing package, and it is clear that the volleyball team will be in good hands with Allison just being a freshman. Now, if you don't know what you plan to do yet this weekend, we're going to have you covered. We're going to talk about the upcoming games next.
And also, we're going to do a newer segment we have here on Colonial Sports Center called The Week That Was. Come on back after the break to see what we have for you.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary. Bye, Smokey. Only you can prevent wildfires.
And welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. Now, David, I know you're excited about this. Let's jump right into the upcoming games.
And yes, I am. You know, we've got the women's basketball team. See if they can go and get that unbeaten record in conference play.
With their 7th win, it would be. And then we're also really pretty excited about the men's basketball team. See if they can get that redemption with Wagner coming up this week also.
Right, Wagner's atop the conference. They got embarrassed last week on the road. We did them at home. Let's get all the Colonial fans there, and let's root on the men's basketball team to see if we can pull the upset and take over first place.
Absolutely. And then also, I'm pretty excited about the women's hockey versus Penn State. They're pretty high in the rankings right now. But right now, we're also going to jump into another newest segment we have here on Colonial Sports Center. And that is going to be RMU, the week that was. And now we're going to jump to that RMU of the week that was right now.
Let's see what a week it was.
Our